happens with all new microphones.
Hey, Matt, what's it like for you seeing the development of Omer, being a new guy to your team and a young guy leading when Braden has some foul trouble? But what does it mean to you to see him do so well?
Yeah, just, it's a great luxury to have somebody that's that good. And we talked to him a lot in recruiting about that you were going to play off of him, in terms of playing with Braden more than you're going to be the point guard out there. He gets a lot of reps in practice, and our guys have a lot of confidence in him. And, he's going to be a fabulous player. But, to have the last 4 minutes of the first half and then the first 4 minutes of the second half, that's a great spark, man. There's not a lot of coaches in the country that have somebody coming off the bench. And he kept us together. So it was a really good job on his part.
How can you take the final 6 minutes and spin it into something productive?
Yeah, I thought Braden did a good job there. He made a couple big-time shots and kind of kept him off there. I thought we had some good looks. We had the ball at the rim 3 or 4 times and didn't finish. So sometimes you can't really get to the results, and get upset about it. You're getting quality shots. I just thought from a defensive standpoint, we had to be better. That's where, you got to watch. You just have to be honest about it. Don't try to come to some crazy-ass conclusion. Be better. I thought they had a better adjustment. We really wanted to keep them out of the paint, so we were trying to hedge as much as we could and get out there on ball screens. And when we didn't in the first half, they had more success. And so, but then in the second half, they started using that leverage against us, and they got Steinbach in the role. And then that, no different than when we do it with TK, that's going to, put us in a, put them into a 3-on-2 or 4-on-3 situation where if they make the right decision, good things are going to happen. So just got to watch the film and be better. But, when you make 5 threes and you rely on it, I thought they did a good job of keeping us away, from shooting those threes. But we were one-on-one in the post, and then they play in a drop. And so that's why you see Braden having more shots, than he normally gets.
Matt, you've kind of been forced to play Braden through foul trouble quite a bit recently. Is there a through line to that? And then just what was the factor for sitting him to start the second half?
He hasn't gotten to 3 fouls very much in his career in the first half. And we've played him with 2 a lot. And a lot of people, they get to that argument. Do you take guys out with 2 fouls? Do you not? You have to gauge the person, and you have to gauge the situation and where you are. And so it wasn't like we were playing him with 2. He got the 3rd, and then that's a decision. That's not a decision. You take him out at that time. Your decision is whether you start him or not. And I don't like start guys with 3 fouls. I just think it helps them, be at 16. Now, if you absolutely don't have somebody to play the position, then I think you have a different decision on your hands. But that was easy. What I just grabbed him at halftime was just like, a lot of times in those situations you're frustrated. Just dive into helping Omer out and get Omer ready. And so and a lot of that happening when we're not around as coaches is more powerful than when we are around. So, I thought, he did a good job. He played well when he came back in. And that's hard to do when you've not been in that situation. So we got pretty quality play outside of his turnovers tonight from that position.
At the final possession of the first half, you call timeout, you get Fletcher into the game. Did they gum up what you wanted to do, and did Omer just kind of read and react?
Yeah, they switched. They switched, and they hadn't been. And so then, with that, we wanted him to take it, and we didn't balance the floor quite like we wanted to balance the floor. But he read it, and, the worst thing you can do in that situation is not get a shot up. And he was able to go get one up. Even though it was a tough shot and he made it, it was just a kind of good read by him.
To have a freshman who's experienced enough to kind of realize the best option is just to go to baseline and try to hit a fadeaway over the defender. Yeah. That's pretty rare, I think, for a kid of his age, right?
Right. And but he's played a lot of basketball. He's been around a lot of very intelligent players in the league that he came from. he spends a lot of time playing. He's going to be a great player. He's going to be a really good player for us.
Fletcher goes 2 for 8, but he's your leader in box plus minus tonight by a decent margin. It seems like that's happening more often this season. Maybe not just the bad shooting, but just that
Right.
he's having that impact.
Yeah, he's an intelligent player. He knows what's going on. He keeps us together. He's a great leader. He does a lot of the nuts and bolts, for our program. Like, hey, you want to take him out here, take him out there. He's the guy who takes the ball out of bounds for us against presses. He's the one that keeps us connected when we have to defend an out of bounds play and talking about like how they're set up, because we'll match up a little bit differently in terms on their setup. Yeah, he's on it, and he knows what's going on, and it's great to see because he's a good player, and he gets 4 rebounds for us tonight. He only has 1 turnover, but then we're just better. We're a better team when he's on the floor.
Hey, Matt, there's a really good video circulating about in the huddle of Fletcher, talking up and speaking in the huddle. But how satisfying is that for you to have these guys that you recruit that will speak up and understand what's going on with basketball and can help you coach?
Yeah, empower the people, that are committed, empower the people that are intelligent. I always say you can't empower fools. You just can't let the whole program speak. You just can't but Fletch knows. He puts in time, he watches extra film, he does little things. He's, was raised by a basketball coach. So he knows. And yeah, it's not a free for all though. It's not just anybody's just open to say anything. But we want the back and forth in a film session. We want the back and forth through a walkthrough. We want the back and forth when we run their stuff and it's live to hey, this isn't going to work, or this whatever, or explain why you think this is best and things like that. I think a lot of times in coaching, you look at that and then hey, damn it, just do what the heck I say. And that's not the way to go about it. But you can only do it with people, that have strong basketball character like he does.
Matt, tonight we talked a lot about Omer, and I'm just kind of curious. He's had bigger roles for the U19, U20 teams that he played on, but he also had some of those roles where he played spot minutes, maybe at the professional level. I'm just curious, was it easier to maybe get him to buy into playing a different role here because he had that experience, or did you have a similar conversation?
I wouldn't know that, but I would think so. I think that just is from a common sense standpoint, and it's a really good point because he was their main guy, in that age division, U18s, U19s. But on the professional team, he was not. There was times he barely played at times. But you're learning a lot, right? You're learning from watching. You're learning in practice. You're learning from just competing against grown men. And there are some grown men that were out there, but nothing compares to the physicality of an NBA game or a EuroLeague game. That is something. And that's where I think he can end up being a really good pro because he has that, physical piece to him.
Matt, this might not be the first time, but it seemed the most that you high-hedged with Daniel.
Right.
How important is it going forward just to get that experience and kind of see and have tape on him doing that?
Yeah, and to his defense, he didn't get out there a couple times, and it's something that we really haven't worked with him very much on. We haven't done much of it. But when we keep doing it and they have such, the same size really, right, with their 4 and their 5, and they were getting physical with us when they dove while we played in that drop. So we were trying to get out there, and they were running multiple actions and trying to get us behind. And when they did, it caused us problems. So, but I think it's good. I think he had a couple really good hedges out there. He had a couple where he was behind, and you just keep working on it. That's as a big guy, man, you have to be great in your ball screen D and your post D. It's something every single game you're going to deal with. There'll be differences, but there's way more similarities.
Matt, can you just speak to the job C.J. Cox is doing for you, both defensively, being opportunistic offensively, and not turning the ball over?
Yeah, he could have had a big-time game tonight. He had about 3 really clean looks that didn't go down for him, but he's been good. He's been good on the basketball. He's our best guy on the basketball. He's our most consistent guy on the basketball, and does a good job of guarding usually the other team's best player, not always, but usually, and just gives a good fight on the basketball. He's got good active hands. Played a solid game. I mean, you just look at his line. Doesn't turn the basketball over, gets us a couple rebounds, makes his free throws. Coach Katie would be happy. He'd be happy. But no, it's good. He's made the jump. It's hard because he timeshares sometimes, and when you play 20 minutes a game, you want to play 30. You play 10, you want to play 20, so forth and so on. So he gets in a position when other people have ultimate quickness from multiple guys that you need him on the court. And that hurts a couple of the other guys, and hurts their minutes a little bit. But that's kind of part of it. Like, he's really established himself as a great defender. Yeah, that's the downside of it. Like, you got to figure out, like, do you want to, when you watch and you start watching tape, do you want to knock their action out, or do you want to keep your matchup? And that happens sometimes in ball screen defense, and that's something that I really wanted to do today with more hedges. When they went smaller with Bryson Tucker, and now we switched with him because we just knew that he could score the basketball, and we just didn't want to get into that. But when they were big, we really wanted to hedge, but we wanted to keep the 4s and the 5s from a box out standpoint. Like Steinbach had one offensive rebound. Steinbach's a hell of an offensive rebounder, so I thought our guys did a good job. Oscar probably did too good of a job on the one play. I go round and round on that question when it comes to perimeter guys, because now you want to keep your matchup. And then sometimes when you keep your matchup, now they score on the action. And now you're like, they're creating, it's creating baskets. So then when we switch some action and we knock it out, now we don't have the matchup that we want. So there's a downside no matter what, unless you got 3 elite defenders that you could care less. You just switch it all out and take it all out. But there's, you just got to work through it. You just got to work. It just depends on what they're running and what they're doing. And if people have like balance, that's where it kind of gets you where you don't know. When people will have like 2 main scorers, you're like, okay, let's load up here. Let's keep these guys away from shooting the basketball, but let's load up and stop those 2 guys. But we go back and forth a lot. The Harvard Law Review, we go back and forth a lot, talking about it. So that's what my dad's an attorney. And so that's what he called my friends growing up, the Harvard Law Review. It just took me until I was 18 years old to realize he was putting them down. Like, shit, man, thinks my friends are pretty smart. And he's like, no. And since I hung out with him, I wasn't very smart either. So thank you.